It is officially 2025, so I thought it'd be a great time to do a look back on how much money my husband and I spent on childcare in 2024. I'm going to hit you with the grand total first, and then we're going to walk through how we got to that number. So last year for 2024, my husband and I spent about $66,000 on childcare. Now, when I talk about childcare, I'm not simply talking about daycare. We have 4 kids, and while 2 of them are in full-time daycare, the other 2 are in public school. And there's this common misconception that once your kids hit public school age, there's just no longer any childcare costs, and that just simply is not true. We're going to start off with daycare because daycare is incredibly expensive. And so we were paying about $3,000 a month in January of last year. That is for 2 kids in full-time daycare. There was a toddler and a preschooler, and that was $3,080 a month. It did increase significantly in August when they had their annual rate increase. So you'll notice a significant jump there. The total was $38,525. Last year, we had an after-school nanny for our 2 older kids who were in first grade and kindergarten because their school gets out at 3 o'clock and we don't stop working at 3 o'clock. And so we needed some help in the afternoons. It was about $2,000 a month, coming out to $14,000 for the year. She did end in July. Because we no longer have an after-school nanny, we now do after-school care. And so they don't charge you monthly. They charge you for like a 6-week session. And so these are the payments I've made so far. We've spent about $6,000 this year. And this smaller number here is just for half days we had to pay for. And the last thing is summer camp. We spent over $8,000 for summer camp for our 2 older kids because in the summer they don't have school and we were still working full time. And mind you, this is not a sleepaway camp or anything like that. This is a day camp. It's usually from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and some of them have extended day programs. And so it all just depends. But yes, $8,000 for camp. All combined, it is a whopping total of $66,866 for childcare. Now, I share these numbers to highlight the childcare crisis that's going on in our country. Obviously, I have a larger family, but the bulk of the cost for my family comes from daycare. And on average, in the state of Massachusetts, where I live, it is about $20,000 a year to send your child to daycare. And it's a cost that most families simply cannot afford. There is a childcare crisis, and you're going to continue to hear about it from parents in 2025 because childcare is inaccessible, it's unaffordable, and the industry itself is broken. Care workers are not paid fairly. Families can't afford it. This is something that pretty much every working family is dealing with right now. So if you're willing to share, how much did you spend last year on childcare?